Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, we'll fill you in on the house fire on Walnut Street.
And later, we'll give you a look inside the new Trader Joe's location that just opened in Coralville.
Iowa football had a strong showing against the Illini at home on Saturday.
And the swimming and diving team is just getting started. We'll have more on sports.
More fall temperatures this week. I'll tell you what to expect in weather.
All that and more coming up on this Monday morning edition of Daily Iowan TV.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Iowan TV starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Ethan Gutstein.
And I'm Kaylin Cluck. A fire at Randall Electric Company has left the building with $1 million in damages. The Iowa City Fire Department responded to reports of a building on fire at 1018 Walnut Street at about 11:30 on Saturday night. Firefighters found significant smoke and fire in the rear of the building. Officials say no one was inside the building at the time of the fire. Causes of the fire are still under investigation by Iowa City Fire Marshal and the Iowa City Police Department.
Iowa City Mayor Jim Throgmorton has proclaimed Columbus Day as Indigenous Peoples Day in Iowa City. In a proclamation signed October 3rd, the second Monday of October will now be in celebration of people with Indigenous heritage. The idea was first proposed in 1977 by a delegation of Native nations to the International Conference on Discrimination Against Indigenous People. Columbus Day became a federal holiday in 1937. It commemorates the landing of Christopher Columbus on American soil in 1492.
Today is the first Hawkeye Visit Day of the 2017-2018 school year. This event features activities hosted by students and staff for hundreds of students all day long. These activities include a question and answer session with current University of Iowa students, bus and walking tours, academic fairs, and much more. There will be 6 other Hawkeye Visit Days taking place in 2017. For more information on visiting the University of Iowa, go to admissions.uiowa.edu. And starting in the 2018 fall semester, living learning communities are going to be optional for freshmen at the university. I took a trip to the Housing and Dining office to find out more. University of Iowa Housing and Dining recently announced big changes for next fall's incoming freshmen. New students living in dorms are no longer required to select a living learning community, or LLC, to live in. LLCs group students together on one dorm floor based on similar interests, and students will be able to opt out of the system altogether. There will be 18 LLC options next year instead of the current 28.
In order to determine which LLCs to maintain for the upcoming year, they discussed which learning communities have had strong success, which learning communities have a strong academic partner to complement the students that are living together in a community, and then also we really looked at which living learning communities have a course in common.
Many students agreed that LLCs aren't always necessary.
I would say it's probably a good idea, just since a lot of freshmen don't really pick an LLC based on interests. They rather pick it based on like where they would like to live, so it's not a very relevant choice for a lot of people.
However, other students said they would miss some of the LLCs relating to hobbies like music or crafts.
I think it's a bad idea because I know a lot of my friends went to Iowa State and they were just kind of placed a little bit more randomly, and I was like, I'm placed with people who also picked this thing that I like.
Housing said new students choosing an LLC or honors house will select rooms in May. Remaining students can pick the room of their choice in June. The housing office said returning students will still choose their rooms first in February. Students who want to live in an LLC or honors house should submit their preferences by May 1st, 2018.
Wow, Kaylin, it's the second week of October and it still feels like summer.
I know, I felt like yesterday we could have been back in August. Let's toss it over to Susanna in the weather studio and she'll tell us more. Susanna?
It's looking like fall weather will officially take effect this week. Today we are looking at mostly sunny skies and a high of 72 degrees. Tuesday it will rain early in the morning with a chance of thunderstorms developing during the afternoon that may carry over into the nighttime. Now let's look at our extended forecast. The rest of the week is looking to have mild temperatures ranging from the mid-60s to the mid and upper 70s. Friday is looking to be an ideal autumn day with the high reaching 78 degrees and sunny skies, but as the weekend approaches, we are expecting thunderstorms on Saturday and a chance of rain early Sunday morning that will hopefully die off as the weekend comes to a close. And we have an update on Hurricane Nate that weakened to a tropical storm over the weekend as it moved inland towards Mississippi. Nate first made landfall Saturday night in the southeast Louisiana at the mouth of the Mississippi River as a Category 1 hurricane. Nate is the first hurricane to hit Mississippi since Katrina in 2005. Daily Iowan will have more updates for you as they come in. Have a happy Monday, Hawkeyes. Ethan and Kaylin, back to you.
A popular grocery store chain opened its doors in Coralville on Friday. Our very own reporter Mackenzie Cooper was there for the grand opening event.
A new addition to the Iowa River Landing has just made land. Trader Joe's, the new grocery store, is the first in the Iowa City area and only second in the state of Iowa. Trader Joe's, described as your neighborhood grocery store, offers a wide array of gourmet, organic, and vegetarian options, something the customers go crazy for.
Everybody talks about their frozen food is just spectacularly good. It really is. I don't know what they do to it. It's magic dust in there.
The grand opening of the store was this past Friday, and if the line was any indication, this place is pretty popular amongst Coralville area residents. Before the store opened its doors at 8 a.m., the line to get in was already out the door and to the street.
I love Trader Joe's, excited. Oh, and I took off work for this today, so.
Once the customers got inside, they were able to shop for the signature wine and cheese items, the main reason people flocked to Trader Joe's in the first place. And if it wasn't the food they were excited about, it was the location.
This is just a really important area for Coralville. A lot of people over a lot of years had a vision about this, and this is just the next part of it.
Reporting from Trader Joe's at the Iowa River Landing, this is Mackenzie Cooper, Daily Iowan TV.
The Iowa City Police Department will participate in the annual Pink Patch Project for the first time.
The Pink Patch Project raises money through donations by selling pink police patches to officers for a minimum of a $10 donation. The money raised in the Iowa City Project will benefit the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. This national project has gone from 84 public service departments participating last year to well over 200 participating this year. The goal this year is to raise a minimum of $500,000. To find out more, check out Daily Iowan Metro reporter Emily Wanger's story in the newspaper.
You know, Ethan, it was so fun to see the Hawks win that homecoming game against Illinois this weekend.
I know, right? We had to wait 3 weeks to get our first conference win, and it was a great job by the Hawkeyes. Let's toss it over to Jacob and Alec in the sports studio to find out more about this weekend's sporting events.
Thanks, guys. Yep, it's always great to play Illinois, Jacob. I can't think of the last time Iowa lost to the Fighting Illini.
Actually, the last time the Hawkeyes lost to the Illini was back in 2013, but that was actually before I was a college student.
I was. Thanks for making me feel old. Iowa football finally got their first Big Ten win of the season thanks to a strong showing from the Iowa offense. Reporter Lucy Rodine tells us more.
For the past 2 games, the Iowa offense seemed stagnant. And a big reason for that was the apparent disconnect between quarterback Nate Stanley and the wide receiving core. But this young group has learned to adjust as they racked up almost 200 passing yards and 4 touchdowns against Illinois.
The young guys stepping in, Amir, Brandon have both done a nice job. You know, Amir's got great speed, brings playmaking ability. Matt Vandenberg's obviously really dependable, does a great job being a leader of our group.
The young group, it's always being able to figure out what exactly we're trying to do here. What coaches are expecting of us, things like that.
That group's coming along too. We still have a lot in front of us right now that we can get better at. Hopefully we use this week in front of us wisely and just keep getting a little bit better with every week.
But a surprising new piece of this wide receiving core this season was walk-on Nick Easley. Easley racked up 7 receptions for 59 yards and 1 touchdown against the Illini.
He's a hard worker. He has a knack for getting open, so obviously he's a great player and he can make plays happen.
Certainly I expect to play at my best every game. Whether the numbers are there, whatever that is, that can be determined by game plan or just opportunities sometimes. But I definitely expect to go out there and play well every time.
He fits the culture here. He was able to come in spring and do a few good things, and he's just a guy that fits in. And I don't think any of us are surprised that he's playing as well as he is.
Easley and the rest of the Hawkeyes are off until Northwestern next week. Reporting from Kinnick Stadium, this has been Lucy Rodine for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Nick Easley might be a walk-on now, but if he keeps playing like this, I think the coaching staff will have to offer him a scholarship sometime soon.
The Iowa women's soccer team hosted the Maryland Terrapins yesterday morning.
But the Terps didn't really show up. The Hawks netted 4 goals in the Sunday Big Ten matchup.
Iowa's offense was on fire, outshooting Maryland 20-9, winning 4-0 to move to 7-5-1 on the season.
Swimming and diving has officially returned to Iowa City. The Hawks opened their season with a match against conference rivals Michigan State and regional rivals Northern Iowa. With more from this weekend's meets, it's Will Silverstein.
The Hawks raced on Thursday night and Friday morning, the same format that the NCAA uses for its championships. Coach Mark Long wanted to implement this system so that his swimmers can be prepared to perform under pressure.
Simulate a little bit of that so they can kind of feel the night before, wake up early, and then have to perform in the morning. So we saw gritty racing, and that's what you need to be a gritty competitor.
Todd Weichel also saw grit from his divers, which he hopes will continue into this conference season.
The freshmen did really well. They did a great job. I'm very proud of them. And being the first time in a college setting, you never really know what to expect. But boy, I couldn't be happier with their performance and the performance of my upperclassmen. I mean, the leadership was great. So I think this sets the tone for the rest of the season.
Despite moving to 3-0 on the season, Long saw areas to improve upon and implored upon his Hawks that they need to stay focused and not stay complacent with their performances.
We have a lot of areas. We have some holes that we're working on in certain events. They're putting tremendous efforts into practice to try to improve them. So yeah, we're not by any means a finished product. We're not even close, but we see some encouraging signs, and these guys have a lot of heart and are racing hard, so and diving well. So we're excited about the future.
The Hawks return to the CRWC on October 27th to battle the Minnesota Golden Gophers. This is Will Silverstein, Daily Iowan, TV Sports.
Swimming and diving also welcomed alumni home this weekend as it was the 100th anniversary of the program. Some of the Hawks had a chance to be on Kinnick at halftime for this weekend's homecoming game.
That's it for us in the sports studio.
Be sure to tune tonight for Around the Big Ten with Lucy Roding and Natalie Acquatelli, and Top 10 Plays of the Week tomorrow night with Bo Bowerman and Will Silverstein.
Guys, back to you.
Scope Productions, a student organization dedicated to bringing concerts to campus, just wrapped up their big homecoming concert. The show featured opening act Verite and the headliner Saint Motel. If that wasn't enough music for you, Scope just announced its next major concert. The band Coin will be playing the Iowa Memorial Union on November 14th. The show will be at 8 with the opening act Animal Years kicking off the show.
That's all we have for you on this Monday morning edition of Daily Iowan TV.
Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday.
And don't forget the print edition of the Daily Iowan, which is on stands now.
And if you're on the run, don't worry, the audio from our newscast is now being streamed on 89.7 KRUI-FM, the university's student-run radio station.
For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Ethan Gutstein.
And I'm Kaylin Cluck. Have a good day, Iowa City, and happy Monday.
Breaking down barriers long before we knew they existed. Dottie Ray, a revolutionary trailblazer and Iowa City radio personality for over 50 years. Foundation builder for journalists. Please join us in sharing Dottie Ray's story on the big screen. After the showing, a panel discussion about Dottie's life will follow. It's all part of Habitat for Humanity's She Built the Future. For more information, please contact Habitat for Humanity.